You'll never achieve the goals that you have in your life, and you'll never build the life of your dreams and build a life of fulfillment unless you're 100% crystal clear on your goals. Now, I know that you may have heard this before, set a goal, SMART goals, all this stuff. But my question to you is the goal that you're currently pursuing really the goal that you want to achieve? And the reason I'm asking this question is because I find that after having worked with over 300 clients as a career coach, as a life coach, as a business coach in the high ticket coaching space, there's one thing that they have in common throughout all these industries is that most people are not 100% clear on the objective that they have for their life. And if they do know the objective, they don't know why they want it. For example, if I were to be speaking to you and I say, how much money do you want to make a month? And you say 20,000 a month. Okay, but why? Like, why do you need to make 20,000 a month? Why is it like, why not 10,000? Why not 5,000? There has to be something specific tied to this objective, tied to this goal that will serve your life, that will serve you. And most people get this wrong. Most people fundamentally, they create these arbitrary goals and they don't know why they want it. And the reason I started thinking about this was just because yesterday I was speaking to a really close friend of mine. He's very rich in his profession. He's very successful. And he called me and he basically said that right now in this season of his life, the very thing that he had worked so many years to achieve, he's achieved it. He's rich. He's becoming richer by the day. He's very successful. But yet the life he really wants to be living right now has nothing to do with the money. He literally said, bro, I would give up the money right now just to be back in the city that I love with the friends that I love, having, being able to hang out with them, go to the beach, spend time with them. But right now I'm having to work so much in a country that I hate, with weather that I hate, with people that I don't like. And I asked myself, is it even worth it? And he was like, maybe I should just leave this all behind and just go back to where I was before. So it's so interesting because the goal that he thought would bring him fulfillment, the objective that he had worked so many years to achieve, when he achieved it, and when his reality has shifted to match the goal that he had pursued for so many years, he found out that the goal isn't fulfilling. So my question to you is if you're watching this video, I don't know what it is that you have in your life. I don't know what it is that you want to achieve. I don't know whether or not you want to, build a business or have some invention that changes the world or just travel and explore the world. I don't know what it is for you. But the question that I would suggest is you have to ask yourself, what is it that I want? What's the goal behind the goal? So why do I want the thing that I say I want? And then you have to ask yourself, is it worth the price? Because everything has a price to pay. You have to pay the cost. For every decision we make in life, there's a list of pros and there's a list of cons. And the question is do we want to pay the price of the cons in order to achieve the pros? Is the outcome actually worth it? Because, for example, when I was working, I just graduated college and I was working as a consultant. I was making about $100,000 a year, and the following year, by the age of 24, I would have been making $200,000 a year. And I remembered I had to count the cost. And the cost was I could work for a company doing something that I didn't morally and ethically necessarily feel was in full alignment with who I was and who I am. And I could have made a ton of money, but on the inside, I would have felt pretty empty. I would have had to work 70 to 80 hours a week. And I would have had to look myself in the mirror and not necessarily be proud of the person I saw. So was the money, the $200,000 a year at the age of 24, worth the price? Was it worth it? Was I willing to pay the cost to achieve that, to get that? And I ultimately decided, no, it's not worth it. So I turned away, I left that job. I started my own coaching business. I worked with over 300 career coaches, business coaches, life coaches, all these different people over the years. And that actually is the thing that gives me fulfillment, being able to see people transform their lives, build a life of their dreams, and kind of guide them through these issues. So for you, if you're watching this video, my question is, what's the thing that you're currently pursuing? And then you have to get super clear on why. You see, not only do you need to become clear on why, but it's unless you get super clear on why you want that thing in the first place, you're actually less likely to achieve it anyway. You're less likely to achieve it. You're less likely to weather the negative storms that will come before you actually achieve the goal. But also it's you literally need to have a strong why. For example, sometimes when I'll take a sales call and I'll be speaking with somebody on a call, I'll ask them how much money they want to make. What is their financial objective? Do they have a financial objective? A lot of people will say, I want to make $10,000 a month. And the very next question I'll typically ask is, well, it sounds like you've thought about that question a lot because that's a specific number. Why specifically do you want to make $10,000 a month? And the reason why I have to ask that question is because unless they know why it's important to them, they're there's really no reason for us to proceed with the call. Because unless you have a clear goal, how am I supposed to help you? Unless you know the life that you want to build and you know the impact that you want to have, there's really nothing that's going to be that fuel that drives you forward when things get tough. And something that I know for sure is that when it comes to business, when it comes to life, when it comes to learning new skills, when it comes to investing, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to anything, there will be hard times, and you have to have enough fuel in your tank that'll push you through. You have to have that ignition behind you that will push you through the hard times. So when I ask them, I'll say, so why that number specifically? Sometimes they have a good answer, but most times they don't. And then I have to ask more questions. Okay, well, what is possible at $10,000 a month that's not possible right now? And then typically speaking, they'll go down and they'll start thinking, okay, well, maybe I could, I could pay my bills, I could get out of debt. Oh yeah, my mom, she's really struggling and I would love to be able to send her some money every month. And then they start to realize why the goal is important to them, who else it impacts. So my question to you is, what is the goal that you're currently pursuing and why is it important to you? And once you get clear on that, if you want some help figuring out how to build a life of freedom and build a business that allows you to travel the world, experience freedom, and build a life where you're not a slave to your business, but you actually are in control of your time, go ahead and grab the free premium positioning playbook down below. It will show you how to properly position yourself in the marketplace as a premium authority. And this is the very thing that I've taught over 300 clients, teaching them how to position themselves. So go ahead, grab the free premium positioning guide down below. It's the playbook. And I will see you in the next video.